Here with the most talked about man in boxing. Yeah, your name been everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Coming off of a unanimous decision victory, November 9th against Karen Chikazin, the bout didn't go the way that you wanted it to go. What happened?
I just went in there and it just, like, when you fight guys that you already beat already, it's like kind of like hard to get up. And I thought I did a good job of, in camp of, trying to get up for this guy, but I for exactly how I trained. Like, this was like on some lazy stuff, not being myself, not being sharp, and not having as much fun. I from like 1 through 5, I had a little bit of fun, but after the 1 through 5 and 6 through 12, I just like, I don't know, I guess not frustrated, but like just the holding and it just was a lot of things going on, holding and just a lot of things was going on that night, and it just, there's a lot of frustration, and I definitely did not like my performance at all, and yeah.
You seem to get bloodthirsty after the knockout,
yeah.
Right? Were you just trying to just get him out of there for the fans, or were you just trying to get him out of there because you couldn't get him in the first fight?
I mean, I feel like it's a little bit of like both, trying to get him out of there for the fans and trying to get him out of there because, I didn't stop him the first time, and, it just, that didn't go as planned, and now, and I feel like I rushed it, and if I didn't rush it, I would have got the knockdown. I did the kind of like the exact same thing I did the first fight. I just rushed it. I wasn't being sharp, wasn't taking my time, was lazy. I watched it a couple times, and it just wasn't me, and I was like real frustrated with myself and things like that. And I just, like, after that fight, I just wanted to, just take some time off, chill with the fam, enjoy the holidays, and that's about it.
Looking for the latest sports apparel? NFL Shop has got you covered. All the newest jerseys, hats, and clothes from all your favorite NFL teams. Click the link and get into it.
Boots, the last time we heard from you, it was a tweet. It was kind of in reaction to the Vergil Ortiz negotiation rumors.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it was just a lot of just like false information going around, fake news. I never had agreed to fight Vergil Ortiz on February 22nd, and when Eddie called on the deadline, I was undecided whether I was going to stay at 47 or move to 54.
Why were you undecided at that point?
I was undecided because, as everybody know, I want to unify, be lineal, or at least be undisputed at 147, or get my hands on one of those titles. And what nobody knows is, well, everybody know, because everybody was quote unquote calling me the email champ. So, with that being said, I never was able to, fight a world champion or take a world title from somebody. I was given the belt out of my hands. That was out of my hands. I couldn't say yes or no.
Does that kind of like take away from like what you always dreamed of as a kid?
Yeah, it definitely took away what I always dreamed of as a kid. And I have yet to still feel that feeling of winning a world title and taking it from somebody, and that's what really got to me, and that's why I was indecisive on like what I should do, and that's why I took some time off from boxing for a little bit, for like 3 weeks.
So you didn't ask for the Vergil Ortiz bout to be at 147 pounds because that's what some outlets are reporting.
No. Why would I do that? Vergil Ortiz, when the last time he made 147, and the last time he got down to try to get to 147, he almost hurt himself. I think he tried to fight Stanionis, 2 times?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
The first time, I think Stanionis had like appendicitis, but the other 2 times, he couldn't make it because he got sick.
So it was more than 2 times?
Yeah.
That's exactly my point. Why would I try to make somebody get down to a weight class where he almost hurt himself, killed himself, or whatever, and like, that don't make sense. Like, it's common sense. People should know that and read up on things and pay attention more. Like, none of that stuff makes sense. Why would I bring him down to 147? Like, it don't make sense. And it's a lot of people don't understand. When you go up in weight and things like that, you can't come back down. It's hard to do that. You look at Roy Jones. Look at these other guys that went up. Kell Brook. Like people, when you go up in weight, you come back down. You either gonna hurt yourself or you're not gonna be the same fighter no more. So it's just hard to do that. And that was another big reason why I was undecided on whether I should go to 54 or stay at 57. I mean 47.
Okay. Yeah, I think the other time it was because the other time was with Michael McKinson. Yeah. I think 2 was with Stanionis and 1 was with Michael McKinson.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was that many times. But why would I try to bring him, squeeze him down to a weight class where he's not even gonna be his best at, or I know he's not gonna be healthy. Like that don't make sense. Or he probably won't even make the weight. It doesn't make sense. And people not thinking and using their brains. They just believe in whatever they see on the internet. They want to believe this. They want to believe that. At the end of the day, I realize no matter what I do, people gonna see something regardless. They gonna have something to say about it, and then it's ridiculous.
NBA Shop has all the latest sports apparel. Click the link for the newest jerseys, hats, and clothes from all your favorite NBA teams.
Boots. The whole world is calling you a duck, bro. Why did it take you so long to speak out on this situation in depth?
Not gonna lie, I was hot, I was heated, and I was angry, and I reached out to everybody involved, to get down to the bottom of what was going on. And it was just a bunch of like miscommunication and things like that. And I got a great team, and I hired them to do their job. But I just felt like I was out of the loop, and that's my fault. And like from this point forward, I feel like I should be. I feel like I will be be more in tune with what's going on and more, vocal, and knowing what's going on and things like that.
So is that what you meant by the tweet? Like everything goes through you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like if y'all hear that from me, if y'all hear nothing from me or from from me texting it on social media or just me in general saying, if y'all don't hear them words out of my mouth, it ain't come from me. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. So you weren't involved in the negotiations for the Vergil fight at all?
No, they called on the deadline and I was undecided. Like I said.
I want to send a shout out to one of my sponsors, Seat Geek, best ticket website out there, bar none. NBA, NFL, wrestling, boxing, you name it, they got it. Seat Geek. Click the link in the description box. You won't be disappointed. When you say you had no idea about the negotiations, people don't believe you, bro. Like I'm seeing it all in my comments, seeing it all over Twitter. They saying it was all over the internet. Mm-hmm. There's been a bunch of interviews. How didn't you know?
I mean, at the end of the day, people gonna believe what they want to believe regardless. But talks is talks, and negotiations is negotiations. Talks is rumors and things like that, and false accusations. Negotiations is somebody sending a bout agreement and things like that. It's a big difference. 2 different things.
All right, so you were never sent a bout agreement for February 22nd for Vergil Ortiz?
No, I never was sent a bout agreement.
All right, something else that people are being critical of you on. You've been echoing that you wanted to face Terrence Crawford. And at 47 and when he moved to 154 pounds. So they're saying if you're willing to face Terrence Crawford at 154, why aren't you willing to face Vergil Ortiz at 154?
Terrence Crawford is a future Hall of Famer, if not a Hall of Famer. It's like the same thing with him, trying to get Canelo, and move up to 68 and only fighting Canelo. And nobody else at 68. It's the same thing.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. What is Jaron Ennis' plans for his next bout? Because the world wants to know.
2025 for my next bout, unification.
And that's all you want?
That's all I want. Unification. I like I said before, I gotta get my hands, on one of those belts, and I gotta get that feeling of taking a belt from somebody. And I have, like I said, I have yet to feel that feeling yet, and I feel like that's what I need and for my career and my legacy. Like I need to feel that feeling of taking that belt from somebody, and I feel like that stamp myself. For me, I feel better about myself, at 147.